Ready?
First of all, I would like to say how happy I am to be here at this wonderful festival, which I began to conduct here in 1987. That's a long time ago. It will be 30 years. Next year will be 30 years. Now for the second time, because the last time I was here several years ago, I also conducted a film conducted a score that I wrote for a Greta Garbo film. That film was called A Woman of Affairs, and people had a marvelous response to it. So I was very happy to come back and do another film with Garbo, this time Mysterious Lady. It's rather different, because sometimes she's seen as very good, a good person, and then sometimes she's seen as really quite an evil person, but she regrets what she does, and so there's a sort of transformation in the character. So it's fascinating. Garbo for me has a very special quality. She seems to have a light from inside her, and so I always try and find music that sort of shimmers, that has a special light inside the music, if you could say that. So that it's a great favorite of mine to work with her. I feel, and my philosophy has been that I am part of the movie. The music is there with the acting and is a character on its own. So what is the special character of the Mysterious Lady? Well, first of all, there is a relationship to Puccini's opera Tosca. The very first scene that takes place is during a performance of Tosca, and Garbo is sitting in a box. We have no idea anything about her. Except she is moved by the music, and there's like a 7-minute digest, something from the first act, something from the second, particularly the death of Scarpia is very important, and then the final scene, the final act. And so the first job I had to do was to convince everybody that they were sitting through at a performance of Tosca, and what I saw on the screen, I tried to find exactly the right music for that scene that is correct if you were seeing it on stage. But more than that is that the main theme of the great aria that Tosca sings in the second act, which is called Vici d'arte, where she says that she lives only for her art, and then she makes all sacrifices for the sake of her art and so on. There's sort of something in that idea that appeals to the character that Garbo is playing, who is a spy, really very successful. She's causing a lot of trouble and so on, but she feels bad about this, and so there was this constant reference to Vici d'arte. There were parties for the Russian generals that she's working for and so on, and she's frequently asked to perform this aria. so we have to keep it, then not with orchestra. You see the hero of the film, he's playing the piano. And so we suddenly have Visidate on the piano, piano and voice, not big orchestra. So there is that. So that was my first responsibility to the film, to make these task themes part of the action. Then there is the love story, the story of her being a spy, the betrayal of this young soldier who she is in fact in love with, and their misunderstandings, and then rather quickly, because all this is interesting. When there's conflict, it's really very, very interesting. And then it begins to be resolved, a resolution. She didn't do the worst thing that they thought she had done in the end. And so it has what they call Hollywood ending. In other words, they are happy to be together and they go off. They even get married, you see, so it's all very respectable. So it's a bit uncertain, this ending, but she's always wonderful to watch and wonderful to write music for. So I always look forward to doing, conducting a score of mine that written especially for Garbo. I have 3 Garbo features in my repertoire. And the first one I did was called Flesh and the Devil, which I've never performed here, but we should. The Woman of Affairs, and now The Mysterious Lady.